This one is from a Japanese listener named Takeshi. Do you think the American, or Western in general, fan base has a lot of toxic people who do not understand the culture and background these shows may have? I come from Japan, and every time I see Americans talk about Toku, excluding you, of course, it seems like they are thinking too much with the mindset that is commonplace in your country and not the mindset that is commonplace in mine. This bothers me because it makes me, as a Japanese native, not only feel isolated from the conversations I could be having, but also makes me feel as if the Western audience would rather shove their morals and culture into the show I love without ever once considering what that could affect in the relationship between American or Western and Japanese fans. I'm not saying Americans or Westerns should be barred from watching these shows. By all means, please bring in more. But with all their talk of social justice and cultural understanding, America seems to be extremely adamant on making us see the way they want to see it and not the way that we already see it, as it's supposed to be. Once again, I'm not saying all fans are like this. You and a few of my American friends are extremely excluded from this, but it seems a disgusting majority is. Please explain to me if possible. Thank you, your friend Takeshi. Yeah. Fucking
Takeshi,
congratulations,
you
Takeshi.
Nailed
You
it.
literally, congratulations, Takeshi. You've literally spelled what the fuck is wrong with the Western fan base.
He did.
I give you a gold fucking medal.
Pretty much.
Dude, I should just just clap. I clap for this guy because you fucking said it. You fucking said it.
Yeah.
Like. And I know that, like, a lot of people, for some reason, are afraid of saying it, but it's fucking true, dude.
Yeah.
Too many people think this way.
Like, there's a lot to unpack here, basically. Takeshi, basically, dude, you're not wrong. As coming from one Japanese, or coming from a half Japanese man to another full Japanese guy, I think, in this case, Tokusatsu, just as, in general, within the Western fandom, or it could be really with any fandom, it's very much steeped in the perspectives in which people see it, and I don't think intercultural audiences understand that. Take, for example, American fandoms, and I guess the fandoms that many people are into, say, for example, like Steven Universe. In that type of show, there's a lot of play on, like, LGBT community, finding yourself, etc., etc. I still have yet to watch the show, but that's, like, it's with that mindset that people can't go outside of their own cultural views because they see it for what they only understand it as. And I think that's really such a giant pity, and it's really just annoying. It's bad. I don't like it.
Yeah. Like Chad said, I'm less Japanese than Chad. I'm a fucking quarter. But it's fucking true. Because even to me, as someone who has literally grown up with these shows, it's insulting to see so many people. And, this even goes back to what Bastion was saying in the last question. It just makes you think. If you guys seriously hate the way the Japanese people do these shows, then don't watch them. Why are you trying so hard to force people to change with how you want it? Just leave it alone. It's not made for you at that point. And like Chad said, they come from the mindset of, sorry to say, but fucking Steven Universe and all these other crappy shows where it's like, oh, this is the way people should think. It's like, why? These aren't your culture. These are their culture. I can't even call it my culture because I'm not nearly as engraved in it as other people are.
Japan is very different from America in terms of how social standards work. And bable me, for somebody, they can think that they can become part of the culture. You're not. You'll still be a foreigner, but it's still very foreign to us because there are things that we do that is considered taboo there.
Like, I guess, in that regard, I'd say, take, for example, like, fans in Japan, okay? Like, I was out in Japan almost a year ago at this point. It's been almost 6 months, basically. But I met families that unironically like Ghost for what it is, and yet you won't hear someone say, "But oh my gosh, Ghost sucks." I mean, just like you're not gonna tell someone your opinion is shit, and here's why it's shit. Personally, I did not like Ghost, but I could still understand why someone else did like it. It's like, are you really going to argue your case with a kid and just sort of shit on their dreams? That's sort of fucked up, and that's sort of how I see the American fandom.
Exactly.
And it's just, like, for example, are we ever going to get a female writer?
No.
No, we're not. Because simply, in Japan, this is a boys' show. And if we were to get a female main writer, well, then it really wouldn't be Kamen Rider to begin with. And just like, it's, I know in America we're all about gender equality. Gender equality, gender equality, gender equality. Or just equality in general. However, Japan is not America. And I think, like, for example, on one of the Facebook pages, someone was asking about a female main writer. I said, look, if you're not, like, if you want a female main hero, then go watch Precure. And yet one of the admins got on my butt saying, like, yo, that's sexist.
Yep,
and that's
I've been
just,
there too.
like, yeah, it's just like, it's one of the basic problems we have as an American fandom versus the Japanese fandom. Granted, I don't know about Japanese boards and all that, but at the same time, like, if we're gonna have, like, an in-person, face-to-face contact, like, conversation about what our favorite series or what isn't our favorite series, and if you can't handle it, like, civilly online or in person, then why are you watching it? Why?
And it's funny because, as Chad said, and I've been in that. I mean, Jay's seen it more than anybody else here. I have been in those fucking conversations more times than I ever should be because these people don't want to accept that Japan is not America. It never will be America. Stop trying to force them to be America because, if anything, you know what's going to fucking happen? They're going to get pissed off at us, and now we're not going to be able to see the shows in any capacity.
And they're already pissed off at us for the Trinity leak.
Yeah, like, people like... And see,
Yeah,
see, we make fun of that a lot, but it's true. People like Shirakura legitimately were fucking pissed. They were legitimately upset about that because... What the fuck, guys?
Besides that, like, especially when you notice this, like that incident, we rarely have writer scans anymore, writer toy scans.
Yep.
And I think, personally, just like, first off, why are you mouthing off to a giant producer? You should be telling him whether or not, okay, obviously whether or not you didn't like it. You should be telling him you should be appreciative and not be shilling like your own podcast. Like, oh, you would have known if you do this. Well, no shit he knows. He freaking oversees it. And I think that entitlement as well, alone in itself, is also one of the, like, many, many problems the American fandom has.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't get any of that stuff. We don't get any of that stuff anymore now because stupid people like the ones okay, you want to know what is anger-inducing about the Trinity leaks? Imagine if you're planning a surprise party for somebody in your family, and you got all their friends, you got their favorite stuff. This is something you've been planning for weeks. And then they come in, and you expect them to have this big surprise, and then you don't get it, and it's like, why didn't you do that? Why weren't you as excited as I thought you would be? It's like, oh, because so-and-so told me. It's like, you ruined the fucking surprise. You ruined the build-up to it.
And that's not to say that, like, you know, we hate spoilers or toy scans. Those are fine.
Yeah.
But it's when you go up to the main guy himself and say, I know something I shouldn't know. Are you mad? And then when he gets mad, you start acting, geez, you don't have to be so mad. You don't got to be an asshole about it. That's exactly the type of mindset a lot of these people have. And like I said, to me, dude, Takeshi fucking put it as beautifully as you ever fucking could.
Oh, he did.
Like,
I appreciate it.
You fucking just demolished these types of people because it's true.
I mean, I really don't have anything else to say. He pretty much just said it all. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's all I got, man. Because like I said, that's. I think I mentioned before when we tried to do this the first time. This here is 100% going to go by itself onto the channel because this is a fucking beautiful bit of like just insight into something that we don't really get to see that often.
Oh yeah,